Hello and happy July to everyone. It's pretty hot up here in my office and I had to turn the AC off to make this video, so it's probably not going to be terribly long, but we'll see. That's what she said. But only got one model finished in the last month, but he was a fun one. This was the Necromancer from Kingdom Death. That it's an older model. I'm not sure how it actually fits into the game. There was no like player's scale. There was only this painter's size Necromancer / Wizard Orb man. But he was fun. This is the first crystal ball that I've tried to paint that turned out okay. You know, it's kind of hard to paint. I mean, lucky for me, it's a three-dimensional orb, and so it's a little easier to paint than a two-dimensional thing where you've got the swirling crystal that he gazes into, looking and whatnot. But this was an interesting one. This is the old school Kingdom Death resin, just on the resin sprues. Did a lot of, I used contrast on the red because I'd originally wanted to paint each of these layers of cloth a different color. And then after I had the three colors down and was waiting to paint the top one, I was like, you know, that doesn't look good, because I'd already done the purple here, and it was too contrasty, too jumpy, too busy. There we go. And so I just took Fleshed Hair's red contrast paint and went over. I think this was a light gray, and this was a blue, and then this was just corn red, or a Fiston red, one of the whatever base coat red that GW has. And this was Emperor's Children purple with a little bit of lighter purple just mixed into it to get the purple fabric. And I mean, the beard is just sky gray with, or I think it's Codex gray, and then just washed with a watered down Vallejo black paint. And so, you know, that I made this as his long beard kind of trimmed in with the same thing. It's just oops, the wash. Good thing I didn't drop him. I've already broken off the antlers here on his staff like 4 times. I think each one of them I have broken off at least once. But you know, he was fun. This is just model color air steel, and then washed with a purple wash to give it kind of that sinister metal look. I thought about going over it with the Necron technical paint, or the Verdigris technical paint from GW, but I was happy with the way it looked, and I figured not to mess with good enough. But yeah, there he's done. He's going to go onto the shelf next to the Kingdom Death ladies, which notice that they all have a giant rack. Whoa, jokes forever. But yeah, there he's done. Still got the Stone Smasher, who's primed. I need to get him painted. Started building a Limbodivision. Let's see, what's her name? She's an over release. That's what shows. She has this triple tail kind of kitsune look. Julie. Have these nice little lore things there. That's what she'll look like once she's built up. I'm not terribly excited to attach these tails because they all connect like at this little point here, and then a third tail goes on top. Let's see if I can look at that. I can't look at it through the viewfinder. They all kind of go there, and then they fit into this slot right at her tailbone. And no matter how I look at it, that's just going to be a bear to get those, because you can't glue them in one at a time into this, just because. Let's see, is that coming out of the thing, or is that coming out of the? I may have to add a little bit more glue to that. But you can't add them one at a time to the hole in the back because they won't fit correctly, and you have to glue them all together. But the tails are so spread out that it'll make lining up the connectors pretty difficult. But But speaking of Limbodivision, I got a couple more. Ooh, boy, how did I bump that? Got a couple more models. This is the bunny rabbit ones, and then where he's got a. There's a good picture of the two of them. I got both of these where you got Samurai Jack here, and then the Terminator Samurai, or the Predator Samurai. There we go with the chain gun. So that'll be fun. Number 119 of 200. They're getting ready to make some Great War model ones for the bunny rabbits, which I of course will buy because the bunnies are just absolutely hilarious to me. They've got a lot of character. The pieces are pretty good. I mean, look at this dude here. Little eye patch bunny and everything. You hear my phone going off in the background. It's my buddy sending me little whatever videos to watch. Also got two others. The cowgirls that they have. Let's see if I can. See this one's so fancy. It even comes with a little bit of photo etch. You got Jessie, who's sitting on a rock, tactical rock there, with her own little base. And it's hard. I don't like showing the pieces just because you have to pull them all out, and then you have to put them back all together. And both bunnies had a piece that had broken on the way over from China, and so I'm just being a little bit extra careful with these boxes. So there, this one's a little more intact. But those are more pin-uppy than bunny rabbity. So I guess Playboy bunny instead of actual bunny. Got those from Limbodivision. Got these through Pegaso. Let's move my wizard before I break him. This is actually a Chimera model. And I just like the look of it. It's very flowy, very flowery, and honestly, from the picture on the website, I thought that was a cloth top instead of a metal metallic bikini. But well, you get what you ask for, I guess. And this one, much more artistic than lewd. But just this one, I just liked it. It was very flowy. This one I actually picked up. I'm going to gift this to a friend of mine who loves these kind of models, and she's really good at painting them. So that'll be good, and will spare me a space in my drawer where I don't have to paint anything else. And in a completely different thing, Prime Day had a Revell SBD Dauntless that was pretty low price. I only think it was $16. And I had a couple of Dauntless models that I had painted up, or that I had to paint up a few years ago, that were much more fancy. And I elected to sell those off just because I just didn't have the time to do them justice, and I felt somebody who would be more into airplane models would do better with them. And so there was like a trumpeter, no, not a trumpeter, I can't remember. Italieri was the SBD-1, and then another one, I can't remember. I made my dad one, an SBD-3, I think, or SBD-2, the one that was like the one my grandfather flew in World War II. He was a tail gunner in the Dauntless, and so I've always liked that little plane. But that's it for me. I'm going to go ahead and sign off and then upload this video for everyone. It's just it's hot here in North Carolina. It's in the mid-90s today, so that's about 34, 35 Celsius, maybe 38. I have no idea, but it's pretty toasty. So I'm going to turn the AC back on and let everything cool down. It gets so hot in my office that the most of this kind of resin stands up to it. It's fine, but the fine cast stuff just does not survive. My what I've got the old Finecast Grey Knights guy who has the Blade of Antuir, and I can't remember his name. Purifier, wears white clothes. Anyway, if you remember that one, write in the comments, hit like and subscribe. But my librarian, I had a librarian and Terminator armor that was in Finecast, and his staff definitely looks like a snake more than a force stave. But what can you do? Anyway, I hope you guys are having fun. Hope you guys are staying cool this hot summer, and hope that the power doesn't flicker out at your house like it's been at mine. We'll see you later. Make sure you get your paint on your models. Adios.